government misclassified an expenditure of 721 crore of revenue nature as capital expenditure, which inflated the capital expenditure to that extent. Further test check of sanctions order revealed that ST and SC department, minorities and backward classes welfare department transferred 586 crore of capital ledger to the personal ledger accounts of ITDAs in month of February and March 25, which inflated the reported capital expenditure, as in such cases the actual expenditure may occur much later, leading to misrepresentation of the fiscal position of the state. Coming to the dividends to state government, as 30% of the either profit after tax or the state government equity, whichever is higher. It was however found that 27 SPSUs, despite reporting profit after tax, did not remit 5,146 crore of required dividend to the state government as mandated by the finance department. The finance department also failed to raise the necessary demand for these dividends. Coming to our liabilities, as of March 25, overall outstanding liability of the state stood at 1,37,784 crore. There was decline in debt to GSDP ratio from 22% to 15.548% in 24-25. The interest payments related to revenue fell from 6.3% to 2.8% during the period, aided by higher revenue receipts and lower effective interest rates. However, the absolute interest obligations remained substantial. A high concentration of liabilities maturing the short to medium term further heightens risk, with 76,642 crore, which is 56% of total borrowings due over the next 7 years, creating potential refinancing and liquidity pressures. Overall, the debt sustainability showed improvement until 22-23, supported by declining liabilities and primary surplus in 21-22. But it weakened thereafter with rising debt and persistent primary deficit. While economic growth generally exceeds borrowing costs, the recent surge in debt during 23-24 and 24-25 and concentrated repayment obligations underscore the need for fiscal prudence, alignment of debt growth with GSDP and adequate primary surplus to ensure long-term sustainability. Coming to budgetary management, the total budget of the Odisha increased by 71% from 1,67,660 crore in 2021 to 2,87,770 crore in 24-25. The savings during same period remained 6,000 crore, which is 19.50%. Large savings out of the allotted funds indicated inaccurate assessments of requirement as well as inadequate capacity to utilize the funds for intended purposes, which was substantial during the comprehensive review of two grants, grant number 15, which is sports and youth services, and grant number 17, which is Panchayati Raj and drinking water. Instances of inflated budget provisions due to submission of erroneous proposal, arbitrary enhancement of budget provisions without any recorded justification, poor budget planning, unrealistic budgeting, underutilization of budget provision, unnecessary unrealistic supplementary provisions, etc., resulting underutilization and surrender funds when noticed in audit. Non-regulation of excess expenditure. As per Article 205 of the Constitution of India, it is mandatory for a state government to get excesses over grants appropriations regularized by the state legislature. It was found that excess expenditure of rupees 269 crore from previous year from 2013-14 to 23-24 and rupees 117 crore for the current financial year 24-25 had not been regularized by the state legislature. Single nodal agency, which is SNA SPURS. The government of India decided to onboard 22 schemes on the SNA SPURS platform from 1st June 2024, in addition to 5 centrally sponsored schemes which were to be onboarded during the pilot phase. As of October 24-25, only 19 out of the 27 schemes were onboarded. As per the guidelines of the Department of Expenditure, upon onboarding, SNA accounts should be closed and unspent central state shares should be returned to the Consolidated Fund of India and the state. However, 2,499 crore remained in the SNA bank accounts of the onboarded schemes. The delay in onboarding schemes and refunding unutilized funds undermine the objectives of SNA SPURS to streamline the fund flow, transparency and effective financial management. 08 crore during year 22-23. Accounts for the year 2023 was due from 61 government companies and corporations and 15 government-controlled other SPs. A total of 11 government SPSEs and 5 controlled other SPSEs submitted their accounts for audit by CAG on or before 30 September 2023. Accounts of 50 government SPSEs and 10 government-controlled SPSEs vary in areas. During 2023, CAG conducted supplementary audit of financial statements of selected government companies, government-controlled other companies, and after audit of these SPs by statutory auditors, the impact of significant comments of the CAG issued as supplement to the statutory auditor report was rupees 160 crore on profitability and rupees 480 crore on asset and liabilities. During 2023, major corporate governance lapses noticed as 5 of the 27 SPs lacked the mandatory minimum 2 independent directors. 9 of the 21 SPs did not appoint a woman director, and 20 of 51 SPs failed to hold the prescribed 4 board meetings. Further, 3 of the 35 SPSEs did not constitute an audit committee, and 4 of 32 SPs had deficiencies in audit committee functioning in deviation of the Company Act 2013. Now, this performance audit is on Odisha Mining Corporation. Odisha is a mineral-rich state, holds 53% of the India's iron ore, 70% of the bauxite, and 100% of the chromite reserves, making the role of Odisha Mining Corporation critical for the state revenue. As sole SPC mining sector, OMC undertakes excavation, processing, and sale of minerals while complying with the multiple provisions statutes like Forest Conservation, MMDR Act, MCR Act, AMSAR Act, and 1980C. So, performance audit was conducted to assess the efficiency and effectiveness of the OMC's planning, production, sales, financial management, adequacy, monitoring, and internal control. Due to delays in obtaining forest clearance caused by the procedural lapses, as a result, OMC incurred avoidable expenditure of 160 crore during 2018 to 23 towards surface and water, rent, and manpower costs, including watch watt, which is 154 crore. Under MMDR rules 2015, mining leases granted to government companies before 12 January 2015 were deemed extended to 50 years, and the 2021 amendment mandated payment of additional amount equal to 150% of the royalty payable. OMC executed in February 2022 a supplementary lease deed to extend the Uchabali iron ore mining lease from 2008 to 2058.